All right, here we go. Next question is bond valuation. A bond is issued at the end of year 2000 XO with 8% semi-annual coupon rate. Semi-annual means paid twice a year. It's an important point. 5 years to maturity, okay, and a par value of $1,000. That means the redemption value. The bond yields at an issuance is 10%. This is the bond yield or the effective rate. Using the effective interest rate method, if the yield has decreased to 9% at the end of year 2001, the balance sheet liability for the bond is closest to. We have already done this in our CMA Part 1, or CMA Part 2, Corporate Finance Bond Valuation. The value of the bond, the price of the bond is simply what the price of the bond would be, the value of the bond. It is the present value of principal plus present value of interest. But in CMA, we used to take a longer route. But now, since we are doing CFA, we have a much quicker way of doing things using our financial calculator. We'll use our financial calculator and I'll show you how to put the numbers, and we can directly calculate the present value of the principal and interest, and we can calculate the current value of the bond. Remember, this is what we know for the basic. Remember, interest is paid as per the coupon rate. Interest payment, please note this down. Interest payment, it is calculated by multiplying your coupon rate with the par value of the bond. This is called the interest payment. Coupon rate multiplied by the par value of the bond. Then what is the interest expense? Interest expense is calculated by seeing how much interest we have paid plus minus amortization of bond discount or amortization of bond premium. We will discuss as we move along, right? Because sometimes our bond, $1,000 bond sells for more than $1,000. That is called the issued at premium. And sometimes our bond will sell for less than. Why will it sell for more? When your offered rate is more than the market rate or yield rate, the bond will sell at a premium. Your offered or coupon rate is lower than the market or the effective rate, then the bond will sell at a discount. Clearly. We will discuss as we move along. Remember, for the present value computations, you must always discount the principal, you must always discount the interest payments at the original effective rate when the bond was issued. That's an important point. Remember, interest is paid at the coupon multiplied by the par, that you know how to calculate the par value multiplied by the coupon, simple. But the discounting is done at the rate that was prevalent at the issue date, and that rate is not the par, it's the effective rate or the yield. Even he has given us that the yield has fallen to 9, even might fall to 3%, I don't care. For discounting, the yield rate is used that was prevalent at the issue date, not when the balance sheet date is being observed. So we have to consider the rate used at the inception or at the start when the bonds were issued. Now we have to calculate the value of the bond to be reported on the balance sheet. For this we need to identify some numbers. Let's do that. First, the bond maturity is 5 years. We issued at the end of 2000 XO. Right now it's the end of year 2000 X1. It means 1 year has gone. Remaining life of the bond is 4 years. Since interest payments are made semi-annually, that means the number of periods involved, 2 periods every year for 4 years, the periods would be 8. N is 8. Mind the word, the number of periods is 8. Next is what you call the interest rate, I upon Y, used in the financial calculator. We won't use 10% because this is for the whole year. Remember, discounting is done at the original effective rate, the rate prevalent when the bonds were issued. So we will take 10% since it's being considered semi-annually, so you will have to divide 10% by 2. That's 5%. Right? What is the interest payment? Called PMT in the financial calculator. Interest is paid at the coupon 8% multiplied by the original par 1000, that is 80. Since semi-annual coupon, so this 80 will be split in 2 parts. 40 will be paid first 6 months and 40 after the next 6 months. So it means the payment is 40. When the bond will be redeemed after 4 years, the future value which we have to pay, the redemption value, is $1,000. You need these 4 things. You need the number of payments or periods. You need the interest rate at which we need to discount. We need the regular interest payment that you make, and we need the future redemption value, of course, the par value of the bond. You need these 4 elements to calculate the present value. How do we do that? Let me show you. First, you need to enter the number of periods. So for this, you will press 8, and this is representing the number of periods, n. So n is 8, right? This is the first element you entered. Then the interest rate is 5%. You will write 5, and then you need to press this button. Next, the payment, the interest payments, 40, and then you need to press this button, PMT. And then you need to press $1,000, and then you need to press FV, the future value. All values have been entered. You have entered the periods, you have entered the interest, you have entered the interest payments, you have entered the future value. What you need to do, just need to press this CPT, that compute. We need to calculate the present value. It's negative 935.36. This is the present value of the bond, or the value you will show on your balance sheet, right? So remember, when your payment is positive, your future value is positive, your present value will be negative. When you use negative with PMT, you use negative with future value, your present value will be positive. So remember, if it's plus plus, you will get a negative here, and if you write negative here, because it's an outflow, PMT, and negative 1,000, so you will get a positive. So remember, either you use plus plus these, you get a negative, or you use negative for both, and then you get a positive present value. So the result is C, and C it should be. Next, a firm issues a 5 million zero coupon bond with the maturity of 4 years when the market rates are 8%. Remember, it's a zero coupon bond, means the PMT would be 0, right? 8% is the market rate. This will be used for discounting purposes. Assume semi-annual compounding. What is the firm's initial liability, the present value of the bond at the start of the bond issue, and the value of liability in 6 months? So we will do the same thing. We will have to determine some basics, and then like n, we need to calculate interest, payments, and future value. Then you'll simply plug in the values in our financial calculator and get our answer. Okay, so let's write down the numbers. First, what we have is the future value given. Future value is 5 million. You can write negative now in this. With these numbers, you will get the positive present value. Let's try this way, negative. Okay. What about the payment now? Since it's a zero coupon bond, there is no payment. Payment is 0, and you must enter this 0. You must enter 0. You must enter 0. Otherwise, you will get a wrong answer. Okay. Since the payment is made on semi-annual basis, compounding on semi-annual basis, means then the 4-year bonds will have 8 periods. So n is 8. Right. N is 8. Payment is 0. What about the interest rate? Since payments have been doubled for 4 years, because there's semi-annual, 8 semi-annual periods, so you must divide the interest with 2 as well, so as to give you IY to be 4%. Right. You have what you needed. You have future value, that is the par at redemption. You have the interest payments. You have the number of periods, and you have the interest rate. Just you need to plug in the numbers, and you'll get your answer. So 5. All right. So starting first with the number of periods, 8. You can start anywhere. Interest rate 4%. PMT 0. And future value is 5 million negative. Right? And you must press FV. So we have entered all these 4 variables, and it will directly calculate the present value of the bond for us. We simply need to press CPT and then present value. See, it is 3653,451. 3653,451. This is the initial liability at which you will book the bond. So this is the initial amount at which the liability will be booked. So let us consider this to be our correct option, because this is the only option that carries the correct number. Then of course you can click and move on, but we need to calculate the liability after 6 months. How do we calculate liability after? This is the original value at which we have booked our liability, right? That's the book value. What will be the value of this liability after 6 months? Remember, our effective interest rate we'll be using is 4%, because being compounded semi-annually. So simply what you will do, 3.653451 multiplied by 4%. Whatever the result comes, it's your liability to be added in the bond. 3653451 multiplied by 4%. It is 146,138.04. So this is the initial liability, and this is the interest accrued. So the total liability, this plus the amount I calculated, just add these two, 363,451. What you get? 146,138 plus 365,3,451. It is 379,9,598. That's a perfect match, and that makes option A to be your correct option. Next, question number 9. When the market rate is greater than the coupon rate. Now just gentlemen, we need some good time on this question. I will try to explain many things with the help of this question. Whenever the market rate is more than the rate you are offering at the inception of the bond, let's say the market rate is 10% and you are offering just 6% to your bondholders, the rate is less, your bond will sell at a discount. It is called a discount bond. Whenever your coupon rate is less than the market rate, the bond will sell at less than par. It's called a discount bond. In this case, remember, since it's a discounted bond, your interest expense will gradually increase. Interest expense will be more than the interest payment, because interest is paid at 6%, interest is charged at 10%, right? Next, let's say if your coupon rate is more than the market rate, your coupon rate is greater than the market rate, you are offering 12%, whereas the market rate is 10%. Since your rate is so good, people will be willing to pay more price than the par of the bond. This is called a premium bond. In this case, your interest expense, we will do the computations later, would be less than the interest payment. And very rarely, but still possible, your coupon rate is equal to the market rate. If the market rate is 10%, you have offered the bond at 10%. In this case, the bond issued at par is called a par bond. And in this case, your interest expense and your interest payment, they are the same. Since the market rate is greater than the coupon rate, the bond is called a discount bond. So right now that makes C to be the correct option. It's a good question. Company issues an annual pay bond. The interest is paid annually with the following characteristics. Face value, that is the value, par value at which we pay the interest. Remember, this is a good question. Many things will be discussed. Amortization of bond discount or premium, whatever is involved, will be discussed in this question. This is the par value or the face value at which the interest is paid. This is FV. Maturity, I'm going to take it N because there is no semi-annual or monthly payments. N is 4. Remember. Discounting is done at market rate. Coupon has nothing to do. Coupon is only used for interest payments. Coupon is only used for interest payment. Discounting is done at 8. This is what you will take as interest rate. Right? Now what do we need now? We have the par at which interest is paid. We have the maturity. We have the effective interest rate, market rate. We need to calculate the payment. What payment? PMT. How do we calculate PMT? PMT is the interest payment, and that's very simple to calculate. I told you interest payment paid is calculated on the par multiplied by the coupon. Coupon is used for interest payment. Discounting is done at the market interest rate. This is something people repeatedly make mistake, and I hope you won't. 67831 times 7% means 4748.17. This is your yearly interest payment. So we have these four variables. Using this, we can calculate our present value. Why are we doing all this? We need to find what is the unamortized discount at the end. We can't calculate amortization or unamortization unless we know what was the present value of the bond at which it was issued. And then I will explain what is amortization of discount and what is discount itself. Everything is coming your way in a minute. Alright, so in any order, you can start PMT first. The payment is 4748.17. You can omit points if you want to. This is PMT. I've just put 0.7. Let's not make a mistake because value might be different. Let's write it again. 4748.17. This is your PMT, right? Next is the future value, the par of the bond. That is 67831. 67831. That's FV. Then N, that is 4. Then we have the interest rate, that is 8%. 8. Now, when I will press CPT and present value, it will give me the present value of the bond at which we book the liability. It is 65584. Let me write it down. It is present value. It is 65584. Now, gentlemen, listen to me very, very, very carefully. This is the par of the bond. And this is what we received from people. The par value was 67,831. We received less, 65,584. Why? You know the reason. You are offering just 7% interest rate, whereas the market rates are 8%. Since your offered rate is lower, market rate is higher, so your bond, a $67,831,000 par value bond, is selling for less. And this less amount, the difference between the par value and the value you received, is called the discount. What is this discount? 67,831 less 65,584. It gives you 2247. This 2247, remember gentlemen, is called the discount on bond issue. This 2247 will be amortized over the period of over the life of the bond. How do we do that? That's the point. 2247 is the discount. Now we will calculate two things. We will calculate the interest paid and interest expense. How do we calculate interest paid? Interest paid is calculated on face value 67831 multiplied by the coupon. This is the interest payment. 67831 multiplied by 7%, that is 4748. 4748 for the first year. What is interest expense? Remember, interest expense is calculated at the book value, which is 65,584 multiplied by the effective rate 8%. So 65,584 multiplied by 8%, it's 5246, approximately 5247. This is what you have paid, par multiplied by coupon. This is the expense, book value multiplied by the effective rate. The difference between the payment and the expense for the first year is the reduction in the discount called the bond discount amortization. The difference between these two is 4748 less 5247. It's 499. It means out of this 499, 2247, the total discount on the bond, 499 has been amortized over the period, right? So what we need to do, we need to give him the unamortized discount at the end of the first year. This is the total discount out of which this has been amortized What does amortize mean? Means this 499 will be added right here, 65584. Next year, the amount will be added again to whatever the balance comes. This way, the present value will keep on going up, 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 and by the time the bond matures, the book value will exactly be equal to the face value. Remember, so this is the way discount amortization, every time, every year, the amortized amount, the amortization difference is added to the present value of the bond. It keeps on going up. At the maturity date, your par value and your bond book value will be the same. Same is true for premium. In case of premium, you will find a bigger amount here, maybe 75. This 75 will reduce every year by premium amortization, 73, 70, 69, 68, and by the 5th year or 4th year, your par value and your book value, the bond will come equal. So that's the point to remember, that premium and discount are amortized every year, and at the date of maturity, the par value and the book value of the bonds, they become equal. So this is the original balance on discounts, and this much has been amortized. We need the unamortized discount. This was the original discount, out of which this much has been amortized during the current year. So 2247 less 499 should give you somewhat close result. 2247 less 499, it's 1748. Because of rounding off, B is the right answer. B it is. Right, next. Interest expense is reported on the income statement as a function of what? What we have just seen. This is your interest expense. Interest expense is the book value multiplied by the market rate, right? So interest expense is a function of market rate. Market rate multiplied by the book value of the bond. Market rate, so we don't need to look any further. Market rate multiplied by the book value of the bond. The coupon payment is simply the coupon rate multiplied by the par. It has nothing to do with income statement expense. This is the interest paid. This is the payment. Interest payment is the coupon rate multiplied by the par. Unamortized bond discount rate has nothing to do with the payment or with the income statement expense. It is reported as a part of balance sheet item. So it's market interest rate. Over time, the reported amount of annual interest expense on a long-term bond issued at a discount will, let's say we have issued a bond, just an example, a $1,000 bond at 800. Why will you do that? It's because your coupon rate is less than the market rate. Your bond will sell at a discount. So this 200 difference, the difference between, this please gentlemen, I need full attention. I need full attention because that's where people get trouble. The difference between the par and the book value is called discount in this case. Let me see what was the exact number, 28.2. I want to make sure that I get the right 32.08 and 34.21. That's about 124. So the bond par basically was 924.57. That was the par of the bond, but it was sold for 800. The difference between these is 124.57. This is the discount on bond issue, which will be amortized over the period. Gentlemen, attention. Coupon is same. Why? Because coupon rate is the same and the par is the same. Par by coupon 25, 25, 25, 25. Right? But remember, interest expense is calculated by multiplying the book value with the effective rate. As you can see, the interest expense is 53. Why? Book value multiplied by the higher market rate. The difference between the interest expense and interest paid is called the discount amortized. This discount amortized 28.2. It will be added to the book value of the bond. Next year, interest is paid 25, but interest is charged at this base 8 to 8.2 multiplied by the whatever the market rate 55. The difference between what we paid 25 versus what we charged, this difference is called the discount amortization. This amortized discount will go again to this. So we keep on adding this amortized discount in the book value. By the time the date the bond matures, the par value and the book value, they become same. And this is the total bond discount 124.57, which has been amortized over the period of 4 years, right? So that's how amortization is done. Amortization, whether it's a premium or it's discount, it will bring the book value and the par value of the bond equal at the maturity date. So what we need to find out in this is that over time period, the reported amount of annual interest expense on long-term bond issued at a discount will increase. Why is it increasing? Because book value is increasing. Book value multiplied by the market rate. Market rate is fixed. Since the book value is increasing every year, that's why your interest expense is increasing every year. It increases. B it is. Next, now we need some serious calculations again. And why have we put it here? On December 31st, 2004, on December 31st, 2004, Newburgh Incorporated issued $1,000 face value 7% bonds to yield 6%. Now, some important information we must extract right now. First of all, there are 5,000 bonds. Each with par of 1,000. It means the total amount involved is 5 million. 5,000 times 1,000. So the total amount, the face value is 5 million. Par value or future value, 5 million. 7% bonds, this is coupon rate. To yield 6% rate, this is the rate we will use for discounting. Now remember, your coupon rate is more than the what you can see right here, than the market rate. Now your bond will sell at a good price. You will sell the bond for more than 5 million. Why? Because your coupon rate is more than the effective rate or the market rate. Further, the bond pays interest semi-annually and are due on 31st of December 2011. That's 31st of December 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's a 7 years bond. Right. Now, what are the important pieces of information? First of all, it's a semi-annual payment, so the number of periods would be 7 times 2, 14. Right. What's the future value is given? FV, or the face value, the par value. There are many names, whatever name you want. $5 million. Remember, the interest we use for discounting purpose, it is not the coupon rate, it's the market rate. Since we are talking about semi-annual payments, we need to divide it with 2, so it's 3%. One thing is missing, PMT, the annual interest payment or the semi-annual interest payment we make. This is the face value of the bond. Multiply it with the, remember the interest is paid at coupon rate multiplied by 7%. Right? So what's the single payment? 5 million multiplied by 7% multiplied by 6 upon 12 or 1 over 2, whichever you want to do. So it's 5 million times 7% multiplied by 6 by 12, 175. This is the payment you make, $175,000. What do we need now? We need the present value. For this, we need our calculator. We need to plug in the numbers first. N, 14. Next, face value, future value redemption, 5 million. Done. Interest rate 3. Payment that you make every year. I'm taking this time plus. I'll get a negative NPV. So 175. Right. Now I will simply compute. I'll press CPT and present value CPT. It is 5282402 rounded off. This is the number I need to start with. This is the present value, and this is I will use to populate my data here in the discount amortization. So what basically, it's not discount, sorry, I just said discount. Since your offered rate is 7%, market rate is 6%. Look at what has happened. This is the face value of the bond, and look at what you are receiving right now. 5, 2, 5282402. You have received more than the par value of the bond, more than the face value of the bond. Why? Because your rate 7% is higher than the market rate 6%. So that's the point to remember. This is year period 0. Right now the bond value in the book is 5282402. When first period of 6 months is over, period 1, what exactly do we need? We need to find out the interest expense for the period, for the whole year. On its December 31st, 2005 income statement, the interest expense to be calculated. Now, remember, this is the original present value of the bond that we have calculated, 5282402. Now, interest expense is charged at the bond present value multiplied by the market rate that is given here, 6%. So remember, interest expense is equal to bonds book value multiplied by the market rate. And coupon is always the same. It's 175, 175, 175 every time. It's the twist with interest expense. So the interest expense for the first period will be, you'll take this amount, 5282402, you'll multiply this 5282402, that's the book value, multiply this with 6% and divide it with 2, or simply multiply it with 3%. It gives you 158,472. This is the interest expense for the first period. It's not first year. It's the interest expense for the first 6 months. 158,472.06. The difference between the interest expense and the coupon is called the premium amortization. This is the premium now because your present value is more than the face value. So 158,472 less 175, you get 16,528. This will be amortized. We need to bring this bond value back to 5 million after 7 years. So it will start reducing from right now. Add this 5282402. This is a negative number. Added to this gives us 5265874. See? What will happen in the next 6 months period? We will pay interest on this. We will pay 175 interest, but interest expense will be charged on the book value. 5265874 multiplied by 3%. Now it's 157,976. The difference between what you paid versus what was the interest charge in the income statement is called the premium amortization, less 175. This is 17,000. It's a negative number in my calculator. And we charge this negative number against this, 526,5874. It falls to 524, see, 524,8850. So this bond value or book value will keep on falling. By the time 7 years are over, your book value will be exactly equal to the face value of the bond, right? So what we need exactly, we need to calculate the interest expense. This is the interest expense. This is the interest paid, 350. And interest expense is 158,472.06 plus 157,976. That gives you 316,448, and that's exactly your option B.